Welcome to my channel. My name is Valerio and today we're gonna review the Voltron, or as it is also known as Golion, a model kit made by Good Smile Company belonging to the line Moderoid. And for the one that don't follow my channel or don't know much about me, you might kind of find interesting that I have a love-hate relationship with this line of model kit. Why love and hate? Well, I really like the subject that they do. I really don't like how they do them, but I end up always buying whatever they're releasing. And let me tell you, I was in for a surprise with this kit, because I will just tell it right off the bat, this is amazing. This is way better than any SMP from Bandai. This is absolutely a masterpiece from Good Smile Company, so congratulations. Anyway, I bought this one on Amazon Japan for something like 50 USD, give it or take it shipped. Now we're gonna look at the content of the box and plastic wise. So what I do normally here is that I throw all the runners to show is there anything interesting around it. So there is a manual, and if you've never done a model kit by Moderoid, I can tell you that the manuals are normally better than the Bandai one because they are colored and they are really easy. You don't need any glue for this kit. Then there is a tiny bit of an extra piece of an extra sheet of instruction to show you how to attach all the accessories and how to do the transformation. And then there is an extra sheet of instruction for the stickers. There are a few stickers. It's nothing terrible other than in 2 points, and this is my only minor grip with this kit. Everything else I was very happily surprised. So beginning to end, this is a model kit that takes, give it or take it, 2 hours and a half to build completely. It is super easy. However, the quantity of plastic that there is inside is the same as a real grade, not the one of an HG. It's mainly, or maybe an SMP with a lot of runners inside of it. The plastic quality is outstanding. This is way better than normally. So normally with Moderoid, you see some of the runners good, some of the runners are not good because they look like they've been done into a lower quality plastic, and here they pull off all the stops. This is well done. There are a few parts that are pre-painted over the plastic. It is okay because I saw that if I want, I can mask them easily. I don't have to rescribe the line that are pre-painted. However, this is one of the problems with this model kit. If you paint them as I do, you will need actually to pay attention to the pre-painted part. Anyway, as I was saying, and as you're seeing right now, you see a lot of plastic. Don't get worried, the build is really easy. It's really pleasant, which is kind of like a first for Moderoid. It goes very fast, and there are not hard steps inside of it. Everything is super clear, and this is the sheets of paper. I wish everything was color separated, but with this much plastic for 50 bucks, can't get too much. Now we look at accessories. As I told you, 2 hours and a half. This is the the sword of Voltron, 20 centimeter, give it or take it. This is the shield that I always find underdimensioned, also in the 5 Pro version. This is the double sword. You attach them together and you use, like, you know, Darth Maul kind of sword. Pretty cool. And now there are now there are all the weapons of the lion, the one that they carry into their mouth. They bite them. There are pegs inside of it. They're super sharp. So if you have small kids, maybe you want to send them a tiny bit, or just maybe make them disappear because you don't want anybody to stab their little brother with them. Not that it might happen, but yeah, they're pointy. Anyway, and now you find out why with Gunpla they kind of cut off a bit the V-fin. Anyway, this is an extra part that is okay to attach a display stand, but also add some extra structural integrity to the robot. And these are 2 extra heads. So the robot is technically a perfect transformation. However, if you want it more proportionate, you're gonna swap the heads of the yellow lion and of the blue lion with this one that are bigger. They looks better and they are more stable. So I will take them as the one to use. And now we're gonna look at the lion. And they look super cute, and in my head I'm just running ta 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 ta. Anyway, sorry for the bad musical introduction, but anyway, they're super cute. I can't say, I mean, this is really what there is. They look the part, they kind of remember the cartoon. They didn't want to chase too much the too accurate. All of them have kind of the jaw. I mean, they can bite. Still, they have a tendency to do sharp things, And as I was saying, the build is super mega easy, so don't get scared. So there are not seams line every 2 parts, which is very, very, very strange for everything that is Moderoid, because normally they sandwich every single part with a seam line. And here from the promo picture looked like they were doing same as usual, and they didn't. So I was incredibly surprised. Even the picture on the box art, they show on the box they show seam lines, and here you don't see too many of them. Anyway, this is the black lion, obviously the tiny bit bigger. Then we have the red lion. They all have the jaw gimmick, and you can see a peg inside of it. So they have a bit of mobility within the arms. Obviously they can move one way or another because they end up becoming the arms. The head is onto a platform that extends back and forward and give to the ball peg on the head even more ability to move, because this end up being the fist. Anyway, quite cool. The only thing that I didn't like about it for all of the lion, other than the black one if I'm not wrong, is that the eyes, you need to use a sticker. And if you want to paint them, you will need to rescribe the eyes, because the seam line there are, because the panel line there are super, super light. However, if you don't care to paint, or if you have quite a bit of hand dexterity, you can actually free paint them and they're gonna look awesome. Or you can reverse wash it, everything works. Anyway, I'm just showing now a bit of articulation. Overall, I mean, my only problem about all of this kit is just the eyes. Now we're gonna start with the transformation, and it is super easy, so I will not even speed it up because this was fun. Like, for once I'm doing a model kit that transform and doesn't make me be angry at it. Actually, this is pretty joyful. It has all the joy of a cartoon, of a toy, with a bit more solidity and a tiny bit better proportion. Anyway, the head sculpt, we're gonna look at it later, but I prefer this head sculpt to the 5 Pro one, guys. This is like completely unexpected. Anyway, easiest transformation. It is a perfect transformation, other than the heads of the 2 feet, that you can still keep the normal one, the one that they have. They're just gonna look incredibly weird, so I didn't even bother, because small feet, not really my kind of things. Anyhow, so now we're gonna turn both the wings, and ta-da, in less than 1 minute we did lion number 1. This is even better. Lion number 2, I can't remember if this is number 2 or not. We're just gonna fold the legs, then we're gonna extract the joint, and now we're gonna open a tiny bit. Okay, yes, and we folded inside the tail, and that is the connection of the joint. Exactly same things for the red lion. So one of the lion is supposed to be circular, the other one is more squared, and they look a bit different. However, I'm not sure if the face sculpt, it is actually different, because for how glossy are the color is kind of hard to understand until I give it a good hand of paint. Anyway, easiest transformation ever, super easy. Our Voltron lion, it's a pleasure to transform. There is no other way of putting it. Anyway, we're gonna fold the legs and the head, and then we remove the head. We can keep it, guys. They just look pretty weird. Not weird, but really tiny. So I think they had an idea of like, okay, should we just do lion with giant heads, or give them the opportunity of swap them? And somebody say, you know, swap them. So the ball peg to insert them is pretty hard. Like hard, maybe a tiny bit of sanding over it, but it's not gonna break or anything, even if you use a bit of strength. I think the plastic is ABS, so same as I told you. I don't know if I told you, the intern of all the legs of the lion is empty, but it's not super hard to correct if you want to fix it. Actually, it's pretty quick. You can just put some putty, pour it inside of it, and then sand it, and ta-da. But the internal bit of the lion is like, you're not gonna see that much. Anyway, we are almost finished with the with a combination. How do I say combines Voltron? Anyway, we plug in one leg, and the plug is super solid immediately. No tabs, nothing. They just stay there, which is a bit of a magic. And now we're gonna plug. Yeah, I know I swap red and green on the arm. I will fix it later, so don't worry, please. Don't shout, don't worry. And I like to play by swapping them. Anyway, now that we are done with our Voltron, we're gonna see how it looks like all together. Spoiler, looks awesome. And ta-da! Here we have our Voltron, Defender of the Universe, or Golion, still think Defender of the Universe or something like that. Anyway, it's pretty cool. It is over to, I mean, at the head is 20 centimeters. On the tip of the wings, I think it's 21, 22. It is solid, proportional, good. So it looks like the chest is a tiny bit smaller, but I don't dislike it actually. As I was commenting before, the face sculpt is the most excellent. I love it. It is actually extremely well done. It looks the part. It is actually a masterpiece size product. We're gonna see after in our comparison where I compare it with a masterpiece. That is the size, and it's super solid in hand. There are no parts flying around. This is like a model kit that becomes a toy, which is more something that I would say with Bandai stuff. Now for articulation, heads goes up and down, left and right, 360, and that's the diggity. There it is, diggity diggity, the quagmire. Anyway, with the arms, we have 90 degrees with the elbow, single joints. I think maybe you can, no, I think it is a double joints. Anyway, the arms go to the level of the shoulder. There is the possibility of turning the head of the lion, so the hand. There is no butterfly joint, but the ab crunch is fantastic. If there was the butterfly joint, this would have been exactly the same level as the 5 Pro, articulation wise. Now there is a tight swivel, closure of 90 degrees completely. It does the Van Damme, it does the back and forward split, and it has the possibility of moving a tiny bit of the ankle. It has a bit of an ankle pivot, and the head move a bit left and right, up and down. So far for articulation, excellent, other than the butterfly joint, which I don't know, I think it would increase too much the parts count. Anyway, we're done, still pretty great, like no other way to put it. And now we're gonna look for a bit of comparison. And as usual, Lego Dude is very tiny, like no surprise, as usual, tiny. This is Moderoid Mazinger Zest. I will pull a tutorial on how to paint it by hand soon. This is Voltes SMP. Voltron is one head taller, straight, and it is the better product of the two. Like and Voltes was an excellent model kit, don't get me wrong. Now, Titan 3, I think the best SMP to date. Voltron, if not better, is at least on the same level. It is more fun to build, I can tell you that. Now, this is Godmars. Godmars is a way less good product, honestly. And now with the narrative Gundam, as you can see, it's a tiny bit bigger, but just a tiny bit. And now with HG Altaisen. HG Altaisen paint is pretty cool, but way smaller. And now let's go for conclusion. Okay, as usual, pro and con, should you buy, should you not buy? So for the cons, there are a few stickers here and there, which is not great. And the internal part of the legs of the secondary lions, so lion 2, 3, 4, and 5 are empty inside. And I'm really trying to nitpick. Yes, it doesn't have a butterfly joint. For Pro, price is totally okay when you give me this much plastic and so much fun into it. The build was fun, that I don't say often. I like too big model kit. I don't find it fun very often. This was fun, so a new for me. Part separation, pretty good, not perfect, but in the right direction. Seam lines, seems like they solved this problem. I'm crossing my finger. I have another Moderoid incoming next week, the Line Barrier of Iron. Articulation is good, it looks the part. Size is pretty good, like it scales in a okay version with the other super robot you might have from the SMP line. By the way, it's way better than the SMP Voltron. Let's not even start a comparison there. This is the much better product, but that one is also very hard to find right now, so it's also the only option. Anyway, so in my head, if you like Super Robot, if you like Voltron, and you couldn't afford the Soul of Chogokin, you could afford the 5 Pro, this does exactly the job that it's supposed to do. It is cool, it is Voltron, it combines, it's recognizable, it is flexible, you can paint it if you want to give it that extra oomph, and this is really great job onto Good Smile Company. Like, I was surprised that they were able to pull off a product like this. And this is a happy surprise. So you have 50 bucks burning in your pocket, or 60 or 70 with shipping. Buy it, you'll be pretty happy about it. Like, honestly, I can only recommend and really hope that this is the beginning of a new start for Good Smile company that is gonna make products that are way better than the one they did until now. And from me, it's everything, guys. Have a nice day.